Beautiful weather for the riders on day 2 of Hammer Limburg. It's the Hammer Sprint based in and around the Tom Dumoulin Bike Park in Sittard, Gillane, and right from flag in. Well, the riders continuing as they finished off yesterday in the Hammer Climb. Immediate attacks. Aqua Blue Sport trying to get involved for the first time, but it's quick step floors that clearly don't want to get caught out. Velon on lap 1, surviving to race clear and taking the first haul of 100 points, and Alvaro Hodge packing well for the quick step squad as they realize the nature of Hammer Sprint racing is to put as many riders to the fore in those sprints on the line on each of 8 laps. The irrepressible Yves Lampert staying clear in a counter-attacking group after the first sprint. Not quite able to get on terms with Danny van Poppel, but great effort to try and get up ahead of Roger Kluge. So Yves Lampert contributing once more for the Quick Step squad as Team Lotto NL Jumbo began their charge for Hammer Sprint honours. Sonny Colbrelli trying to race clear as well and get involved for Bahrain Merida, the Hammer Climb winners. But on the line next lap round, Matteo Pellucci for the Bora Hansgrohe squad ahead of Danny van Poppel. Caleb Ewan showing for the first time for the Mitchelton-SCOTT squad. Blanket sprint among the leading sprinters in the Hammer Sprint. And Jürgen Rollins off the front, albeit briefly, for the Lotto Soudal squad, who would struggle through the afternoon. Well, that sprint superstar racing solo and chased down by none other than Greg van Avermaet. Sonny Colbrelli for Bahrain Merida taking the top haul of points on lap 4. And the attacks were relentless throughout the afternoon. 8 laps and almost 100 kilometers of racing. John Dibben for the Team Sky squad. A little sojourn off the front, but he would be swamped in the finale as a perfectly executed sprint lead out for the Mitchelton-SCOTT squad. Netted them a wonderful 1-2 finish with Caleb Ewan leading Luca Mezgec across the line. Holst Enger scoring well for Israel Cycling Academy, the Pro Continental outfit. And Bora Hansgrohe continuing their renaissance on day 2 as well. The Sunweb squad, well, didn't have quite the afternoon that they would have liked. Louis Vervaeke out front, albeit briefly, and putting it up to the other teams to try and chase him down. They hounded him into submission, and once more it was the machine that is Mitchelton-SCOTT, with Luca Mezgec propelling Caleb Ewan into a fine position, and Danny van Poppel scoring once again well for the Team Lotto NL Jumbo squad. Then we had the Danish duo, Lasse Norman Hansen racing clear with Mate Breschel of EF Education first, and it was Lasse Norman Hansen that took top points on the penultimate time of asking, behind the sprint for the minor placings involving the usual suspects. And Lasse Norman Hansen, well, resisting and surviving and racing clear to take the final haul of 200 points. And Lasse Norman Hansen, great rearguard action for Aqua Blue Sport, but it was the top squads contesting the minor positions, with Caleb Ewan leading the group in behind to confirm Mitchelton-SCOTT's status as the Hammer Sprint champions.
I think we saw from last weekend that you need to have guys in the breakaway, but yeah, today there didn't seem to be many breakaways, so these boys had to get the points. So yeah, it was a bit of a points race, and you know, we were doing the chasing and these guys were doing the sprinting.
Mitchelton-SCOTT with a dominant performance once more, ahead of Quick Step Floors. NL Jumbo getting up for a fine third. Bora Hansgrohe appearing in the top 8 ahead of Israel Cycling Academy, top Pro Continental outfit. Bahrain Merida, Aqua Blue Sport and EF Education first, also performing with distinction. Team Sunweb not getting quite what they would have liked out of it. BMC Racing Team a little bit nervous after a 10th place finish on day 2. Team Sky, Lotto Soudal, Trek Segafredo, UE Team Emirates, Nippo Vini Fantini and Caja Rural also not quite performing just as they would have hoped for. That was the Hammer Sprint in Limburg, day 2, heading into the Hammer Chase tomorrow.